Hello, it's me Sunimaya Pakrin. How are you, class? I hope you are fine. Welcome in today's class. Today we are going to study about the sense organs. Introduction. Have you ever seen flowers blooming in a garden? How do you receive information of color, taste, smell, hardness or softness of flower and the sound of insect on it? All these pieces of information are perceived through the sense organs. All the sense organs are acting as the door of knowledge to the human beings and other animals. Sense organs have their specific functions, and we know we have 5 sense organs, that they are our ear, tongue, eye, nose and skin. All these 5 sense organs, that they have their specific function, that is like ear is to hear, eye is to see, tongue is to taste, nose is to smell and skin is to feel. So all these 5 sense organs helps us to connect ourselves with the external world. Thus, we can define sense organs as the various organs which connect the human being or the human body with the external world. It is known as sense organs. Eye. Eye is one of the important organ of sight in human body. It is located in deep socket of skull called orbit. It lies inside the lacrimal bone. Lacrimal bones are the 2 small finger-shaped bone inside the 2 eyes. It is made up of 3 layers, that is sclera, choroid and retina. Sclera, choroid and retina are the 3 layers of the human eye, and we are going to study about each part of the human eye one by one. First one is the sclera. Sclera, it is the outermost layer of the human eye, which is white in appearance, and its main function is to maintain the shape of the eye and protect the delicate inner layers, and it is continuous up to cornea. Cornea is covered by an extra layer called conjunctiva. This conjunctiva covers the entire part of the eye, including the inner lining of the eyelids. It gives the shape to the human eye, cornea, and protects the inner parts. It is the front and transparent layer of sclera. The light rays passes through cornea and reach to retina. There is no blood circulation in the cornea. Now the pupil. Pupil, it is a small aperture at the center of iris. The size of the pupil becomes smaller or larger. It is determined by the iris. The pupil becomes smaller on viewing bright light or near objects, but it becomes large on viewing distant object or in the dim light. That's why you may have experienced yourself when we move from bright sunlight to inside the room, we cannot be able to see the materials inside the room as soon as we enter the room. It is why? It is because when we are in the bright light outside, our pupil become smaller, and as soon as we move inside the room, our pupil need to become larger, and to become larger it takes some time to become larger. That's why we don't see the things inside that room as soon as we enter from bright light to the dark room. It is seen that the room is fully dark. It is because our pupil was small in the bright light, and in the dim light it should become larger, which needs some time to become larger, and that is done by the iris. Now the lens. Lens is transparent biconvex crystalline object which is just behind the pupil. It helps to focus the light towards the retina where the image is formed. In the retina, real, inverted and diminished image is formed on refracting light through the lens. Diminished means the size of the image become smaller than that of the object. Now the choroid. Choroid, it is the second layer consisting of richly supplied with the blood vessels, the second layer, and it helps to provide the food and oxygen to the eye, and it helps it as it is the black layer. It absorbs the light rays and it prevents the reflection of light. Now the retina. The retina is the third layer of the eye where the real, inverted and diminished image is formed. When the light rays are converged by the lens in the eye, light is focused towards the retina and the inverted image is formed on the retina. And also there is numerous light sensitive cells are present in the retina, that they are called rods and the cones. Rhodopsin present in the rod cells, it helps to see in the dim light, and the iodopsin present in the cone, it helps to see in the bright light and also to distinguish the color. Like if we see outside at night during the moonlight, in the moonlight we cannot be able to see the distinguish the color. It is because the light is very dim, and to distinguish the color, iodopsin cell must be active, and it becomes active only in the bright light. That's why in the moonlight only the black and white color is seen. And some of the people that they cannot be able to see in the dim light, that means their rhodopsin cell is not functioning properly, and such kind of defect of vision, it is known as night blindness. Ciliary muscles. Eyelids become thin and thick by the contraction and expansion of ciliary muscles, or its focal length is changed by the help of this ciliary muscle. The size of the lens is changed. And the expansion of ciliary muscles contracts while looking at the distant object, and the lens become thinner, but it expands while looking at the nearby object, and the lens become thicker. By being the lens thinner and thicker, the focal length of the lens is changed, and the image of the object is focused towards the retina, and then the diminished inverted image is formed in the retina. Now the optic nerves. There is nerves connected with the brain and the eye, that it is known as optic nerves. That these optic nerves, it helps to carry the nerve impulses from the eye towards the brain. And when these impulses are carried towards the brain, now the brain makes the image upright and erect. That's why when we see the object is seen erect and upright. That is because of the brain. Now the next one is the aqueous humor. Aqueous humor, it is the watery fluid present between the cornea and the lens. The watery fluid that is present in between this cornea and the lens, that it is known as the aqueous humor. Now the vitreous humor. The watery fluid that is present between the lens and the retina, it is known as the vitreous humor, and it maintains the round shape of the eye and helps in the refraction of light to focus the light towards the retina. Now the function of eye, how the eyes work, or how do we see the object. That is, eye lens focus the ray of light coming from the object towards the retina, and in the retina the real, inverted and diminished means small, image is formed on the retina. Then the image formed in this process is passed through the optic nerves towards the brain. Now that image is carried by the optic nerves in the form of nerve impulses. When it reaches to the brain, then the erect and upright image is seen, and that's why we see, when we see the objects are seen erect and upright. In this way our eyes function. Care and hygiene of human eye. We should eat green leafy vegetables that contains vitamin A, and we should avoid reading in very bright and very dim light, and we should always wash our eyes with clean water, and we should not use the medicine unnecessarily in our eyes, and we can protect our eyes without rubbing. We should not rub our eyes with our hands, and if there is any problem in our eyes, we have to consult the doctors. And also using the glasses and other protective materials while working in the industries and factories, and we should not play the games like dangerous games like Dundee. These are some of the points to take care of our eyes. Class response. Answer the following question. Please try to answer these questions. Write the names of different sense organs of the human body and their functions. How do you see the things around us? Explain. What are the ways of cleaning eyes? Mention any 4 points. Seeds are not seen as soon as we enter a dark room from a bright area. Why? Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.